The world of social media was buzzing, as it often is, when Alix Earle, the 24-year-old influencer known for her candid personality and relatable content, shared a piece of her heart with her followers. But this time, the tone was different. Gone were the playful videos, the beauty tips, and the behind-the-scenes glimpses of her glamorous life. Instead, Alex was opening up about something far more personal, something that would touch not just her fans, but anyone who has ever faced the unpredictability of life. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. For months, her followers had noticed small changes. The usual upbeat captions that accompanied her posts were fewer, replaced by moments of quiet reflection. She posted less frequently, and when she did, there was a subtle heaviness in her expressions, but no one could have guessed the depth of what she was going through. It all started one quiet evening when Alex sat down in her favorite corner of her apartment, her phone poised but her heart heavy. She knew she couldn't stay silent any longer. She tapped record and began to speak, her voice trembling at first but growing steadier with each word. "I've always tried to be honest with you all," she began, "and today I have some really hard news to share about my family." Her fans, who had come to trust her openness, watched silently, the millions of hearts and comments waiting in anticipation. Alex shared that her family had been struggling with a serious health crisis. One of her closest family members had been diagnosed with a life-threatening condition, and the days leading up to this revelation had been filled with hospital visits, endless medical discussions, and moments of sheer worry that left her emotionally drained. "I've been holding this in for so long," Alex confessed, tears welling up in her eyes. "It's been the hardest thing I've ever had to process, and it's taken me some time to even find the words to explain it." She paused, the vulnerability palpable even through the screen. "I wanted to share this because I know so many of you have experienced similar pain, and I hope that by speaking out, I can remind everyone that it's okay to not be okay sometimes." Alex described the whirlwind of emotions she and her family had endured: fear, confusion, sadness, but also moments of unexpected hope. She talked about the small victories, like a smile from her loved one during a difficult hospital stay, or the comforting moments when the family came together to support one another. "It's these little things," she said softly, "that remind me how precious our time together really is." As she spoke, it became clear that Alex's message was about more than just sharing her personal pain. It was a reflection on the fragility of life and the importance of compassion. She encouraged her followers to reach out to loved ones, to cherish every conversation, every laugh, every hug. "Life doesn't always give us warning," she said. "We can't predict what tomorrow will bring, but we can choose to love fiercely today." The response from her followers was immediate and overwhelming. Comments poured in from around the world, sharing their own stories, offering words of comfort, and thanking Alex for her courage. It wasn't just her influence as a social media star that shone through, her humanity. She reminded her audience that fame and fortune cannot shield anyone from life's hardships, and that even those who seem to have it all sometimes face heartbreak just like anyone else. But the story didn't end there. Over the following weeks, Alex continued to update her audience, showing not just the struggles, but the moments of resilience. She shared clips of her family finding strength in laughter, of quiet evenings where they simply sat together in solidarity, and of the small but meaningful gestures of care that kept them going. Through her vulnerability, Alex transformed her platform into a space of empathy where fans could come together to support one another. In a way, this heartbreak became a bridge, a connection between Alex and her followers that transcended the usual influencer-fan dynamic. People admired her not only for her beauty and talent, but for her bravery in exposing the raw reality of life. She was no longer just a content creator, she was a voice for those navigating grief, uncertainty, and fear. Towards the end of her video, Alix took a deep breath, her expression one of quiet determination. "I don't know what the future holds, and I can't promise that everything will be okay, but I do know that we have each other, and that matters more than anything." She smiled faintly, her tears glistening in the camera light. "Thank you for letting me share this. Thank you for being here with me." By the time she ended the recording, millions had watched, and the world had witnessed a side of Alix Earle few had ever seen before. In her breaking of silence, she not only revealed her own heartbreak, but reminded us all of the power of honesty, empathy, and the courage it takes to confront life's most difficult moments. Alix's story didn't erase the pain, nor did it offer instant solutions, but it offered something equally valuable, a reminder that even in the darkest times, sharing our truth can create light, not just for ourselves, but for everyone willing to listen. And in that light, Alix Earle stood as more than an influencer. She stood as a daughter, a sister, a human being who dared to be real, reminding us all that sometimes vulnerability is the strongest
The internet
form
was
of strength.
buzzing with curiosity as fans eagerly awaited Alix Earle's latest update. Known for her charismatic personality, fashion-forward content, and relatable charm, Alix had never shied away from sharing pieces of her life. But this time, the air was heavy with a sense of unease. Her followers could sense it. The tone in her social media posts was different, more somber than usual. Finally, after days of speculation, Alix took to Instagram with a video that left fans holding their breath. Dressed simply in a soft sweater, her hair pulled back loosely, Alix looked into the camera with a mix of vulnerability and strength. The silence before she spoke seemed almost unbearable, a pause that amplified the gravity of what she was about to share. "Hi everyone," she began, her voice steady but quiet. "I wanted to take a moment to share something personal, something that's been really hard for me and my family." Alix went on to reveal heartbreaking news. Her family was going through a deeply challenging time. While she didn't go into every detail, the emotional weight of her words was unmistakable. She spoke of health struggles, of loss, and of moments that tested their resilience. Her message was raw, honest, and deeply human, a side of Alix her fans rarely saw on TikTok or Instagram stories. "I know social media can sometimes make life seem perfect, but the truth is we all face struggles. Some we can share, some we keep private. Today, I want to break that silence. My family has been facing something very difficult, and while it's not easy to talk about, I hope sharing this helps others who might be going through their own challenges." The response was immediate. Thousands of comments flooded in, with fans offering support, prayers, and virtual hugs. The outpouring of love was overwhelming, but it also highlighted something crucial. Alix's willingness to be vulnerable had created a sense of connection. By opening up, she reminded her followers that even those who seem to have it all can experience pain and uncertainty. Alix also addressed the importance of mental health during this time. She urged her fans not to ignore their own struggles, encouraging them to seek help, lean on loved ones, and speak up when life feels overwhelming. It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to ask for help. That doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. The heartbreak she shared was tempered with hope. Alix spoke about the strength her family had shown and how these challenges had brought them closer together. She shared that even in the darkest moments, love, understanding, and support can be a guiding light. For many fans, this revelation was a reminder that celebrities too have lives filled with highs and lows. Social media often captures only the highlight reel, but Alix's heartfelt confession brought authenticity back to the forefront. Her courage to break the silence not only showed her strength, but also inspired her audience to embrace their own vulnerabilities. As the video concluded, Alix thanked her followers for their love and understanding. Her message was clear. While her family was going through a difficult chapter, sharing it publicly was her way of finding connection and offering solidarity to anyone else facing similar challenges. In a world where curated perfection dominates feeds, Alix Earle's heartfelt confession stood out. It wasn't about drama or seeking sympathy, it was about truth, empathy, and human connection. Breaking her silence, she reminded everyone watching that even the strongest among us sometimes need to lean on others, and that sharing pain doesn't diminish strength, it magnifies it.